Chase is a man among boys.
Dials up the deep ball, looking for the connection, and he's gone!
Got locked in now, laser focus!
That's who you are! That's what we are!
That was kind of sweet.
Hello. I overslept a little bit, but I'm here. Week 11. We made it this far. It's already week 11. Doesn't even feel real. You like this? It's my favorite sweater. It actually is. I love Civil Regime. Shout out Civil Regime. Best fucking sweater any kind of fucking retail in the world, online, in store. It's the best. I just wish I didn't have to fucking spend $1,000 on each item. But week 11, baby. Let's go. Bears Falcons. This might be the fastest moving game in NFL history, due to the fact that each team refuses to run the ball more than 12 times a game. Pass the ball. Refuses to pass the ball 12 times a game. Oh, they'll run the ball more than 12. They'll run the ball 50 times. There might be over 40 rushing attempts on each side. And just him, Fields, has been playing batshit crazy for some reason out of nowhere. And it's making all the Bears receivers, like Equanimous St. Brown and who was the other one? Oh, Darnell Umundemi, he's making them look elite. Extremely impressive that he's doing it. He's doing better than his rookie year with arguably less on his team. Watching the Falcons offense is like a little bit something like
a group of Vietnamese people were having their intestines pulled out through their mouths.
Yeah, something like that. Instead, it's Marcus Mariota's intestines being pulled out of his ass due to stress because his fucking kicker can't make an extra point. Young Hose Ain't Loyal Koo missed two in the last game on Thursday night against the Carolina Panthers. All this Falcons talk about, Arthur Smith, coach of the year. Nah. But he is doing some good things for the Falcons. But the Bears run the ball 63% of the time, which is the most in the league, and the Falcons are second in running the ball to another whopping 59% of the time. The Bears and Falcons are also both top 10 in third down percentage. So, it could be interesting. Very fast moving, I think. So it's safe to say that shit is about to be fucking boring. I'm going to be watching the game, though, unfortunately, because, I have Red Zone on, and I'd never take my eyes off of it. At least it's in Atlanta, though, and it's not on the worst fucking stadium. It's not on the worst field, I should say, and stadium in the NFL. And it has the name Soldier in it. Soldier Field. What a disgrace, dude. To soldiers everywhere. Not even in America. Just fucking everywhere. So it's just a backhanded way to, represent. Nothing like going to a football game and having a piece of the stadium fall into your fucking $12 Miller Lite. Eagles-Colts. Man. Eagles played like the Eagles we know and love when they had the off-brand Andy Dalton. Listen, my love for the Eagles runs deep, and but man, I don't think it's deep enough because I think Matty Ice and the resurrection of Jonathan Taylor might actually have a chance. Washington ran the ball in that Monday night game 49 times. 49, dude. And the rushing average, I only think it was like 4.0 or something like that, but they ran it 49 times, so they were controlling the clock. The Colts also lost linebacker Darius Leonard for the year, and he's getting back surgery because of his own team fucking him so many times out of the playoffs and being bad. Jeff Saturday became the best interim head coach in NFL history after winning his first game. He went from ESPN, or as Ron Burgundy would say, ESPN, not to be confused with Aspen, which is a ski resort in Colorado, which is where Nathaniel Hackett will be applying for a job in the coming weeks. Saturday had to get rid of his fantasy team, which actually it sucks to hear, but I kind of wish I was him, because if I had a choice, I'd nuke my fantasy team into fucking oblivion. But I can't because I'm the commissioner, and the commish must go down with the ship. JT ran for 147 yards against the albeit Viva Las Vegas Raiders, but the Eagles' run defense has been a big problem for them the past two games as well. They're sixth best in the league in rush yards given up, but fifth worst in yards per carry allowed at 4.7. So the reason that is because the Eagles have usually gotten a lead early, so teams naturally, they move away from the game plan, move away from running the ball, and they try to get back in the game. So it's going to be a little misleading, but you can run on the Eagles. It's been a pretty glaring weakness. Not crazy, but it's been noticeable. I think it's close. I think Matt Ryan actually looked like 2016 MVP Matty Ice, you know? And he's ready to cause another upset like he did against Kansas City. Maybe that's what the Colts are meant to do, you know? Maybe they're just meant to cause upsets. And if that's the case, they play the Giants, Vikings, and the fucking Cowboys in fucking Dallas on Sunday night in December. And if they're able to beat them on national television, that would be the best early Christmas gift since the 49ers got Jimmy G and we strung out 5 wins against and 2 against playoff teams that season in late 2017. The good old days, man. Commanders, Texans. No. Jets, Patriots. Oh my God. Can you say Pickfest? It's gonna happen. That's what's about to go down. There were a total of, I think, 14 interceptions last time these two teams played. Zach Wilson and a guy dressed up like Bailey Zappi were just handing it to the other team. You know, they were just trying everything in their power to make sure that the other team won. For every amazing throw that Zach Wilson has, he throws a pass like this.
The time, but doesn't like what he sees downfield, and now it's...
The Jets had that game won. You know, all they need to do, and by them, I mean Daddy Zach, he just needs to not turn the ball over, man, and they'll win. The Jets had the game last week. Zach started off hot, and then he just went off the wall. Belichick has owned the Jets, though, for the past 5 or so years, really for, you know, his whole career, but that might change on Sunday. Back in August, someone flipped a coin to predict the Jets season, to predict every game, and so far, up until this point, it has been right. It has been right every single time that they have flipped it. So, I want this list to keep going. I want it to keep being accurate because it's so cool. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I don't want the Jets to lose. And this just in, I realized that I'm not even a Jets fan, so I don't even really give a shit. I do have multiple friends who are, including my dearest friend. We bonded over football ever since we found out who Danny Daniels was. And ever since then, we've been talking about it in the same fantasy league for years. And I think it's absolutely hilarious that he has to endure losing season after losing season. Browns, Bills. Do you realize that we were just effed in the A out of the greatest NFL game of all time? Like, fuck the fans. Fuck the refs. You know what? Fuck the coaches, dude. They don't even need to be on the field. Just let the two teams go in the stadium and hash it out and just fight it out. Let them recreate the scene from The Longest Yard where they're just playing backyard football, but like the snow version. I can guarantee you that would garner more views than the Commanders-Bears game a few weeks ago. It's at like 6 feet or almost 6 feet right now. They're literally expecting 6 feet of snow, which is the height of their cornerback, Tre'Davious White. So if they played, you wouldn't be able to see half of the teams. They would just be under the snow. If Devin Singletary were to get the ball every play, he'd literally score every play because nobody would be able to see him until he gets lost in the snow and drowns. The game, as we know now, has been moved to Detroit. If the Bills can even get there in time, I'm pretty sure their flight's going to be delayed with all this fucking snow. I honestly don't know how they're going to make it. It's kind of interesting. I wonder how that will pan out, but in the next 48 hours. The Bills' run defense has been pretty poor the past month, even though overall their numbers aren't bad. And they're going up against arguably the best rushing team in the league. So Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt will be the key. You can almost guarantee a Josh Allen turnover at this point every game. So I say it's a close one, but Browns D has been pretty bad. So in perfect conditions, I'll take the Bills. That would make them the best team to win a home game in Detroit in the Dan Campbell Soup era. Panthers, Saints, Rams, Raiders, no shot in hell. Bengals, Steelers. I honestly have no clue how the Bengals lost to this team in week 1. I don't know how they managed to do it. But Joe Burrow played like absolute shit. He threw 4 picks, one being a pick 6, and they still should have won that game on a Evan Shooter McPherson extra point, but they got blocked. They got it blocked by Minkah Fitzpatrick, the guy who had the pick 6, and the guy who now wishes he was on the Dolphins and not the Steelers. With the win last week against the Saints, Mike Tomlin has now beat all 31 NFL teams. I didn't say 32 because he coaches the Steelers, obviously. You stupid. Kenny Pickett is really living up to his last name. He's basically just telling defenses, here, pick it. He's just saying, here, pick it. Pick it. You want the ball? Here, I don't want it. Pick it. Here, pick it. You get a pick. Happening every week. Kenny Pick-Me-Girl has thrown a whopping 2 touchdowns and a very stellar 8 picks. Nice. 8 interceptions on the year. but he's got a few rushing touchdowns. The Bengals are going to be without Jamar Chase, but he's aiming to make a return in Week 12. He had a hip injury suffered in the Atlanta game a few weeks ago, so he's close to coming back. So if the Bengals, they just need to give the ball to Mixon and control the clock. I think it's low-key a good game. I think it's low-key, not high-key. I think it's a low-key a good game. Joe Burrow the past few weeks has been hot. He's also been playing really good football. Chill, bro. My girl has this app, dude. My girl has a TV and she watches Bengals games with me. So, stop looking all sexy. Yeah, give it to Mixon if you're the Bengals. T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd should be enough. The Steelers get the reigning DPOY back in TJ Watt, but I don't think it's enough. I think Cincinnati wins. I think it might be close. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Shit. Cowboys, Vikings, America's game of the week. And America was so happy last week to see them boys lose and blow a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, which has not happened the 195 times that has occurred. Every time the Cowboys have had a 14-point lead or greater heading into the fourth quarter, they have not lost until last week. Yeah, fuck them. You still them boys? Fuck them. And with what the Vikings did last week, I'm almost guaranteed. It's almost guaranteed it's going to be a close game. Every game the Vikings have just been in a one possession game, one score. So it's been good games. So I think we're in for another good one. I think it's going to be a lot of Zeke, Pollard, Dalvin Cook. Expect a few turnovers by the quarterbacks. But still overall, good play. The Vikings are one of the worst red zone defenses, and I mistakenly called them in my last video one of the best. I think I called them the best, and fucking idiot. Pass Matt, do better. But yeah, they are the worst red zone defense, right off by 0.4 points to the Raiders, I believe. So second worst in the league at 72, if I'm not mistaken, 72.4. That's the Raiders. Raiders are 72.4 worst. Vikings allow red zone percentage is 72%, so that's bad. So if you're the Cowboys and you get in the red zone, pretty much guaranteed to score with Pollard and Zeke. It's kind of hard to mess that up. So I think we see a lot of Jefferson again. I think Prescott keeps the train rolling, though, with turnovers. He's going to keep turning the ball over, I feel like. And so does Kirk Cousins. But Kirk ain't going to be wearing the chain. Patrick Peterson he's not going to be wearing the chain. It's going to be Jalen Nailor. I have a prediction. I had a vision, okay, few nights ago that Jalen nailed her in bed will score a game-winning touchdown, and he'll be wearing the chain in Minnesota, not Kirk Cousins or Patrick Peterson. Sunday Night Football, Chiefs-Chargers. It should be a good one. Chargers, they know how to keep games close, but the Chiefs, I think they're going to be too much offensively unless the Chargers have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, which they probably will. So I think that switches my opinion. They both practice this week, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, that is. So that's going to be huge for Los Angeles. Allen didn't play in the last contest, and Mike Williams did, though. He had a big game. And the Chiefs have stymied the run this year. They have stopped the run very well, and the Chargers, for the most part, have not run the ball well at all, or even really tried. They don't really do that at all, even though they have Austin Eckler back there. And it makes you kind of think, why aren't you running the ball? The Chargers last week, they only had 51 rushing yards against San Fran, the best run defense, and the Chiefs are also another really good run defense, so it's probably going to be the same old story. Maybe if they try to switch it up, I don't know. I don't really see that happening because I think the Chiefs are going to have their way on offense, but I do think that the Chargers will sneak this one out. I do think, for some reason, I don't know why, but I think that they are going to win this game. It'll really make my opinion swing that way if Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are back, and I think that's going to be the case. So, but LA, if you're the Chargers, you got to get a few takeaways. You got to like they did last week, but again, it just wasn't enough. But hopefully, Allen and Williams could be the difference this time around. So, just like the Cowboys and the Rams, I just have a never-ending hate for Kansas City because they took away the 49ers' sixth Super Bowl. So, if the Chargers can beat them, I'm haunted every time the Chiefs are down in the fourth quarter. I get flashbacks, PTSD. So, Chargers, if you can, put together a nice little win, that would make me feel a lot better. It's going to be fun to see Kansas City go down on Natty TV while drinking some Natty Lights with the boys and bringing the Natty Lights to Friendsgiving this Friday. bringing it to next Friday, to bringing it to Friendsgiving and watching the World Cup. That'll be a nice way to end the week. It's a close one. It's a close one. I think the Chargers are arguably could have won that game last time they played in week 2 if Gerald Everett just doesn't give the worst effort I've ever seen on a pass play. I know he was gassed, but that was one of the worst effort plays I've ever seen. And they at least walk away with a field goal, probably a touchdown. So they probably win that last game without Keenan Allen. So it's going to be a good game. Monday night before Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving, I'm getting to see the 49ers play in Mexico City. It's going to be, I can't think of a better way to start off the Thanksgiving week, man. I mean, seriously, every time my team gets you get like a good game, the holidays are right around the corner, it just feels good, you know? Just feels good. You know, you're going to be seeing friends and family you haven't seen in a long time. So to see the 49ers go down to Mexico is going to be really cool. And they were the first team to ever play in Mexico City in 2005 against the Cardinals. So it's going to be a repeat game of the first ever game in Mexico City. And the Cardinals, it was a matchup that the Cardinals won 31-14, but the possibility of the ageless Colt McCoy starting, I think that will sway things in the other direction. The Cardinals are one of the worst defenses in stopping the pass. They're 4th worst in pass yards given up and middle of the pack when it comes to stopping the run. And the Niners, as we know, they've been stringing together some nice wins, and they're finally getting guys healthy. So I think the 49ers are going to put on a clinic on offense and defense, man, really. It doesn't matter who starts for Arizona at quarterback. I don't think it's going to be close. Yeah, Niners are looking to put together another second half run like they did last year. I think it's possible. The Cardinals, 3rd worst in yards per play on offense with 4.9. So it seems like that's gotten a little bit better though, because DeAndre Hopkins is back, and it might be a game where Hopkins touches the ball like 14 times, which is what he did in his first game as a Cardinal against the 49ers. So that might happen, but I don't think it's enough because the 49ers have the best run defense. They have one of the best defenses, if not the best, and the best run defense in the league. They're only giving up 82 yards per game. That's big. 82.6 to be exact on the ground. And that's without their top 2 defensive tackles in Eric Armstead and Javon Kinlaw. So it's been a clinic, like a Mayo Clinic, like a walk-in clinic. I've only been to a walk-in clinic once, and that was after I came home from Florida. I had to take a COVID test, and I came out negative. And I don't even know how that's possible because the guy I was sitting next to on the ride back, my boy Rick, he had COVID. I think the Cardinals could get shitted on. You know, Nick Bosa, Freddie Warner, Polamalu Jr. going to be picking off, sacking, tackling the Cardinals, stuffing them like a Thanksgiving turkey's ass. And Himmy G has been playing the best football, some of the best football of his career. He's been playing really mistake-free, and I think that continues Monday night. San Fran takes a 3rd straight dub. That's right. San Fran takes a 3rd straight dub against a divisional opponent and keeps the streak alive in the NFC West, staying undefeated. I think it's possible that they stay undefeated throughout the whole season against the NFC West, honestly. Maybe they lose to Seattle on Thursday night, week 14, if I'm not mistaken. It is. It's going to be a good game. The Niners, man, they're stacked, dude. I don't give a fuck. I'm biased as shit, but I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real. The Niners got the best team in the league when healthy, and they're not even fully healthy yet. Not even full. Really close, but we'll see next coming weeks. I didn't cover all the games, but you know how it works. I don't cover all the games. I cover the games that I feel like covering. Dog. You know, I'm not covering the Raiders and Broncos, even though I'm probably going to watch it because I watch Red Zone, so I'm the sucker for real. I dropped a video today, actually. This video, if you're seeing this, it's Saturday. I dropped a video yesterday, so Friday, about the Dolphins and how they'll probably make the Super Bowl. They're my favorites now in the AFC West, the AFC East. So go watch that. Have a few drinks, miss on some parlays, go balls deep on Sunday, and enjoy Week 11. Thanks. I'll see you next time.